So,
we're talking about yoga. Okay, you know what? That's something I've been working with, dude. With getting better at it and trying to be good at yoga, dude. Anyone could get anything from yoga, and I need to do more of that. But as men or as athletes, I don't know, probably anyone that's doing it, you want to be proficient at it. Like you want to be able to show, like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do
that's the
this
competitor
right.
in you. You're always going to be. You're always going to have that edge, being the competitor that you are. So whether it's yoga or anything else, you're always going to take it to the next level. Like myself.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I was gonna say, because you're the one saying, I think you were saying that you wanted to be better at it.
Yeah, as for me to gain what it actually gives you is huge. I mean, I've seen it because of what you're stiff as a board, and you're more limber now than ever. And the first time you were into yoga, but I think you took full board and even hardcore when we went to Florida.
Yeah,
Because you saw the benefits, you did see what you were able to accomplish, and your knees, you escaped many surgeries by doing yoga, which is amazing, and you're still going.
Yeah.
So you've come a long way, and that's what makes me get motivated as well, going, hey, you know what, I could do it too. Let's do it. I like it. Let's continue doing this, and I'm myself trying to get back into that flow of things.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's all on what your goals are. Like I saw one of my buddies, he played football a couple years after me, but really good player. But now he's had his oldest kid is like 20 years old. He's a little bit heavier now. He has a bad back, bad knees, everything else. I'm like, dude, I was like, you need yoga. I was like, come do yoga with us. I was like, you don't have to do the jits. I was like, I know it sounds funny, but I was like, I'm telling you, like, it definitely is going to help you, 100%.
Do you know that I never told you this, but one of my my aunts, not to cut you off, one of my aunts in Argentina, she did yoga, and to benefit her better, to get her better. But this doctor that she was seeing said, yoga's not a smart thing for you to do. Don't do it. I was like, no,
Really?
he's 100% wrong. I said,
Yeah.
and change your doctors and do whatever else, but yoga's a good way of stretching, the breathing methods.
Yeah.
I use it to go to sleep all the time. 4 breaths, I hold it in 4 seconds, let it out 4 seconds, and the next thing you know, good night.
Yeah, no, I think that's an awesome way to do it.
Even many times here I passed out doing the yoga, just
Yeah,
Boom.
that's all it was breathing. And
Yep,
didn't-
the breathing.
No, but you wake up super early too.
Yeah,
you
but
function on very little sleep.
Yeah, 6 hours, more than 6 hours. I'm up, dude. I'm in at 9 p.m. I'm out. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm out. I go to the gym and start working out. So I'm implementing my strength, and now I'm trying to get back into jiu-jitsu. So next level.
Oh, dude, going to yoga in Florida. I write about that in Unlocking the Cage. I mean, it's probably a paragraph, but mentioning that was one of the first. I think that was the first studio I went to do yoga, but I didn't worry about being, feeling not like a man or whatever, because we were there with 2 of them were UFC fighters, and the other guy, he's gonna be in the UFC, Carl. So I was like, guys are realizing this. Fighters are realizing that top level athletes. So no, it's cool, man. I wish I'd done it before, but glad I got it now.
It's amazing what yoga has, the same thing like Jake's doing, ballet, and what do the football players do now? They make the football players go and teach, go learn ballet to get more graceful in the way you jump and how you use your toes. I mean, your boy is going to be far more advanced than any kid out there, because he's got variety of things coming his way, and the more he's got these things coming his way, the more he's going to learn in these techniques, and he's going to be an amazing kid when he gets older. He's going to be unique. Watch.
It was funny. He was they were doing warm-ups because he's actually doing class now. So he's 3. He was 3 in May. A lot of parents ask me, like, oh, is that too young? But he started earlier, and his coach was like, no, man, let them get whatever they want. Just let them have fun. Don't worry about it. If they want to stop, then let them stop. No big deal. We've taken his advice, and it's been good. But it's when they do the warm-ups, like, Jake is always going first. He's like, try to catch me. And he's just running as fast as he can. And John tells him to freeze and do a jiu-jitsu move. And he always does yoga. He's always trying to do, like, half moon or some kind of, and pretty like, advanced stuff. And but for him, that's jiu-jitsu because he sees us combining it, and so that's kind of cool.
Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, he's getting. I think it's hands down the smartest thing you do is by implementing him into a lot of the things that you guys do.
Yeah, and we just let it happen. Like if he wants it, he can go. Like if he doesn't want to go to jiu-jitsu, it's like no, there's no way you're going. The same thing with Livy. And I just finished that chapter when we went to Florida, which is chapter 23, the last chapter of Unlocking the Cage, except for the wrap up. And we interviewed Victor, Ricardo's son.
Yes.
And I totally forget what I was saying about him. Damn it. There was something good there. What he had said about kids. And like he said, the only reason he started training was because his dad never, ever like push it on him. And he was like, he was there if he wanted to. And he's like, man, if my dad ever pushed me, he's like, I would have stopped or I never would have started. And he said he sees a lot of parents doing that. So like, no, make it about fun right now. It's like
you have to. The more you push them, the more you're going to push away. It's like having a little girl that you want to take care of so much, and you want to shelter her, but you have to let her grow.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parents that are concerned about how their kids do in competition. It's like really, it's like, no, man, and I don't know.
Do you agree about all the kids that get? Do you agree that kids should all be awarded a trophy, or do you think that it should be because of all the kids?
You should be rewarded on accomplishments. Like you should have that. You should build up that inner worth. And like I tell my kids all the time, like my daughter, she has awesome grades, and I tell her, no, I say I don't give a fuck. I don't use those words.
Right.
Honestly,
no,
it's
I
like,
get it.
I was like, that's cool. That's a plus that you are able to test well, and that you memorize things well, and that you're a good thinker. I was like, that's awesome. That's cool. But I was like, that's not why I care about you. That doesn't make you a good person. I was like, so, other classmates that aren't having that, you wouldn't look down on them because maybe they're not that good at math or maybe they're not that good at whatever. Everyone has their strengths. And so I really tried to stress that because, dude, growing up a perfectionist where everything I did wasn't shit. Like even graduating from Brown. Dude, I always talked that down. I was like, oh, I only had to go 2 years or I barely got through or whatever else. Like nothing was ever going to be good enough for me.
You're your own critic. Everybody knows that. You're your own critic when it comes to something like that. I mean, you push yourself to make yourself better. I mean, look
so part of it's good. So, you always just got to take the positive out of it.
But yeah, like what you were saying about Florida and you were talking about Ricardo, but we were going back to the kids with Victor.
Oh, and so, but he was just saying, like, that's the kind of parenting you should do if your kids are in jiu-jitsu.
I like Ricardo when he calls him Vitor.
Yeah.
Vitor.
So, that's coming from a black belt he started when he was 12. He spent, I think, 11 years or 12 years to get his black belt. And he just says, that's how I did it. That's what I would recommend. From all I've seen, like, that's what I would recommend. That's what we do. If they're into it, cool. If they're not, cool. I was like, who cares? Like whether Jake's doing ballet and tap one day because he wants to dance, or 2 days, and then he's doing jits if he wants to go. And next thing, like I'm gonna really discourage football.
Yeah, you know what? It's watching pros and watching these guys get drilled, dude. My mom's neighbor had his son that went to college. He's a really good football player. He got a scholarship. He played and got really jacked up. So much that he had to kind of rehabilitate himself to kind of left him a little bit on the jacked up side.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's sad. Very sad.
It's crazy, and I'm against that, but. Fighting, man, my stance on fighting and whether or not people should fight or whatever. I mean, who am I to say anyways whether or not someone should fight, but no, football, man, I think I took way more damage in football than I did in fighting, and that's what most fighters tell me that played both. They're like, oh, I got all my bad injuries were from football.
Yeah, I stopped at a very young age. I went in it at my freshman year. I went for the tryout for the team. I was trying to be the running back and a wide receiver. I was good because I can run.
But what'd you weigh, like 100 pounds?
Yeah, I was tiny when I was in high school. I was only 5'3", and I weighed up 119 pounds. Wow. And then now I'm 5'8", at 171 pounds.
Oh, dude,
So-
that's crazy because Steve Carl, he said he wrestled at 103.
Yeah, yeah.
That's tiny.
Yeah, there the other guys. There was also a 98 class. It was 98, then 103s.
Wow.
Then 115 to it went 112, 115, 119, then 125, 135.
I got it. There's a bunch.
Yeah, there's a bunch, but I'm saying that how it used to be, and it's crazy. The diets.
But just thinking about, it was hard for me as being someone that was I was smaller, but dude, I was never like that small. I think I started getting better, like bigger my junior year. But for him to be 100 pounds, he said he was always the runt. Talking about Steve Carl from American Top Team, what that would do to you, especially in getting bullied. Like he's like, I couldn't fight back. He's like, the guys would pick on him, and like if I fought back, it would get worse. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So no, that's crazy. I'm glad I never had to deal with that, but that sucks for those people that do. But
yeah, I mean, I thank God I didn't really get into that squaring off.
But I keep bringing up that chapter because I'm done with it, so I'm kind of feeling.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. No, I was kind of feeling, dude, I was overwhelmed by it. I think because I'm looking at, it's 115,000 words so far, and I know I'm gonna have to cut that down a lot. So at least by probably a quarter. So I've narrowed down, like I was looking at my notes. I like a folder of notes like that big of all these fighters, which I then had to get the best ones or the ones that fit the story, put them into this new 115,000 word document. Now I'm gonna have to go through that, probably cut like about, who knows, 20, 30,000 words. I think worrying about it not being good enough and how much work it's gonna be, and I was looking at it wrong. Talking with Anthony on the last podcast helped because like, I'm just have to tell this story. So I sat down, I was looking at everything. I was like, okay, this is cool. I can do it. It's doable. And what's awesome, I'm going to give myself like, I think a week off completely from it. Like I'm going to read some studies, whatever those studies have been done. I've already read them, but I'm going to reread them again to make sure I'm touching on everything in the book. But this week is just going to be focusing on the fantasy novel that I'm going to be writing with my daughter. Well, she's going to be kind of helping me. Dude, all she does is read dragon books. I mean, crazy what she's reading. She's only 8.
I know. And, I'm very impressed. I even asked her, I'm like, can I see one of your books? And she showed me. I was like, wow. Her reading level is far superior for what her age is.
Yeah, she devours them. So so she's gonna help me, and her and I are finally gonna go to South Dakota.
Oh, how fun! In a few days, right? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, we leave on Thursday.
And you're gonna see who again?
Don Ty.
Mr. Ty.
Yeah, so he was the author of this. He authors a lot of biographies, but he's the narrator of Every Precious Second.
Yes.
And so we're going to be hanging out with him. One of the cool things about that, I mean, there's all kinds of cool things, but this trip is just all about Livy. So we're going to go horseback riding, explore the caves looking for crystals
Fossils
or whatever.
How fun.
He's going to take us on a special tour of the Black Hills, and just going to be awesome hiking and stuff. The weather's nice and cold. Also going to be doing, it's the very last weekend we can do zip lining there and the aerial park, so we're getting that in.
Nice.
Helicopter ride, like it's gonna should be cool.
Do you guys flying or driving?
Oh, flying, dude, that would take forever. Yeah,
no, you did the Phoenix run. I was like, wow, I was impressed.
No,
that was horrible, huh?
Dude, yeah, I don't recommend driving anywhere anymore,
especially with kids.
Dude, especially on with kids. But lots of these trips I did, all the trips around the country, like I did the Midwest in August, and it was crazy. And like I would do so many miles in such a short amount of time, where I'd be spending like 4 or 5 hours in the car, and it just sucked. But it's all good now because everything's done. But anyways, I'm pumped about the fantasy though. I found a nice little journal to put everything in. We're gonna take that. I told her, I was like, look, by the end of these 4 days, I was like, I'm gonna have this whole thing filled out with. We're gonna know who these characters are, what they look like. I mean, they kind of gotta look like the ones tattooed on my back, or that are gonna be tattooed on my back. But yeah, so I'm gonna set it all. So I want to know. I already have the story mapped out. It's 3 books. Things might change, but yeah. So this 4 or 5 days is going to be developing it. Whenever she's doing her own thing, if she wants to read, then I'll work on it. But otherwise, yeah, man, it should be awesome.
Nice.
So, and then when I get tattooed, that's when I'll be actually writing it. I called him again, and I told him I was ready whenever he was.
Well, yeah, you should be starting to get work done now. I gotta actually start mapping out my arm. because I want to finish this one. But how far is he?
And he said it shouldn't be too long. He said he's almost done. He just wants to be
Did
perfect.
you give this guy a deposit? Yeah.
He did. He worked on this.
But did you give him a deposit?
So no. He said no.
Give him a deposit.
Yeah.
He'll
Well,
work him up
I
quick.
tried to. I wanted to pay a lot up front, but he's like, no, because I know the guy that works with him.
Oh, okay.
So Martin Kelly, who does awesome work. If you guys need tattoo work, but he did the artwork for Every Precious Second, the first one.
Oh, nice.
I think it's on the audiobook.
Well, then give him time, because it is an artist. And an artist, I mean, you never want to push these guys. Especially if you want good work.
Yeah, and that's what he's saying. He's like, I just want to make it perfect. And because what's really cool is, I think I told him, this is going to be whatever you tattoo on my back, that's going to be the cover of the book. Mm-hmm. And then he got excited about it. He's like, that's awesome. He's like, because I've been playing around with digital art, and he showed me what he's been doing. He's like, so we'll be able to photograph that. He's like, I'm going to twist it, and it's going to look fucking awesome.
Maybe we can get him to, if he's doing digital art, maybe we can get him to do
Unlocking the Cage, or I don't know, maybe. I think he's too busy.
I mean, we'll get it going. But
yeah, we do need to make that. So that was the other thing. So I changed my perspective. So no longer overwhelmed, but now like, okay, I'm excited. I'm happy with what I've done with Unlock It. I'm not gonna knock it anymore. And now I'll just rewrite it. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be fun. Dude, I made a list of, during the process of finding all my notes, I made a list of, I threw away all my story ideas, articles, that just aren't going to be any good. Because, dude, that's part of my problem is I have all these ideas, and I'll leave notes on them, and I'll say I want to write this story and that story, and it might only be like a paragraph or two, but just having that piece of paper there or having it on my computer, it kind of weighs on me, I think. It was like, because when am I going to get to it? And so I took honest looks at them. I was like, okay. I was like, this sucks. Let me throw that. I was like, I'm not going to do that one. That's going to not be worth it. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about that on the podcast. It'll be easier to talk about than actually write it. I know I'm not going to get those things done. So that was a big, kind of a big weight lifted. And then I wrote down, okay, what can I honestly do if I apply myself? I was like, this is, and I wrote down realistic dates. They're probably not very realistic. I should probably add a couple months to each one. But I was like, I could get this is what I'm shooting for. So Unlocking the Cage will be released in March of next year. Bright Side, Try Not to Die, June next year. Ain't No Messiah, October of next year. The book that, when Livy and I go to South Dakota, part of the reason we're going is so she can co-author a book with Dawn. He sent the nicest letter to her. He addressed the envelope to her. It had the story that he wrote a long time ago that he just felt was good, but just it was missing something. And he said that if she were to work on it, that they could co-author it. And I asked her, I said, hey, if you like this story and want to work on it.
How many books does he have?
I don't think he's put out much in the way of books. But he did some poetry books. He's done a lot of autobiographies.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's done a lot of poetry. He's even done poetry therapy. He was one of the first licensed poetry therapists back in the 70s, I think 79 or something. And so I'm going to ask him to do a session with...
Is it still a continued practice?
Probably. It makes sense. I'm gonna do a podcast with him, but I'm gonna talk about that. I want to do that with him because it would be helpful for me. 'Cause I've never been into really poetry. So it'd be interesting to see what it does for me, and I want Olivia to do it too.
What is this supposed to be? What is this supposed to do, though?
Probably help you work through whatever you have to deal with. That's what pretty much any kind of therapy is, I guess.
But is it in a poem status?
Yeah, because you're writing poetry. So, but I don't think it has to rhyme. I don't think poetry has to rhyme.
No.
But like Ain't No Messiah, that's the book 1 of a 5-book series. But so hopefully I'll get that out by next October. The book that Don and Livy are going to be working on, that'd probably be like May. But books like that, we got to
May 18th.
No, next year. We just have to get the illustrator. We have to figure out on this meeting we're going to go. We'll finalize the book. I mean, it was already in really good shape.
Wow.
I mean,
isn't
just
that
a matter of words.
Aren't you spreading yourself?
Well, no, because I know when one should finish and when the rewrite's going on, and then like there's a 3-month delay while it's getting put out and everything. Yeah, and all these it's probably not super realistic. I might have to extend them, but if I apply myself, if I don't mess around with anything else, And that's the kind of mindset I have right now. I was like, I can get this done. Because, dude, like, Ain't No Messiah, all I have to do is, I think I have 4 chapters that I need to write and send that to the editor. And then that's pretty much all I have to do. And then a real quick run through at the end. So that takes up very little time, like maybe 2 months. So I know how fast I am and what I could get done. So I wrote down exactly, okay, this is how long illustrations should take. This is, so if I plan it out like this, then it's perfect. Then I have the one with Livy that I'll be doing when I'm getting tattooed. I'm in no rush to put that out. Like, that probably will take, I'm going to give myself several years. And it's 3 books, so maybe we'll wait till they're all.
Are you doing
all
sequels
done.
on that one?
Yeah, it'll be 3 books. And they'll probably be how I have
Now,
it
you
set
write
up.
that all in once, or you just put it out and then just wait and kind of maybe it dawns on you? Or when
no.
you're hot, you're going boom, 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 boom.
With that one, I think what we'll do, I'll write the entire thing, or I'll at least write the first half, and then we'll start releasing them 1 chapter at a time on Amazon, and then when the whole book is out, we'll put the whole book out too. So that way it'll be a little series. It should be dope though. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about seeing.
It's crazy how much you inspire your daughter in reading. I mean, it's amazing. And
she might have. I don't know. She might have just got that on her own. Like, I kind of like Jen reads way more than me.
Yeah, I know that Jen reads a lot. I'm sorry, I meant the other way around.
Yeah.
Not you. I don't want to give you credit.
Yeah, no,
It's all Jen.
I used to like to read, dude, but I just haven't had a lot of time. And I'd rather, if I'm able to create, I'd rather create.
Yeah, it's hard for me to sit down and buckle down and read because I'm always busy. But I have to. It's a good thing to break away mindset wise.
Yep. What do you think about this idea too? So while going over all these ideas and trying to figure out when I could get them done, one bad thing was I realized there were 2 other books that I might possibly do something with.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there were old ones that I thought I would never even touch. One is a fantasy novel, the very first thing I wrote, and it's awful. And I wrote, there's like, I think 40 pages typed, maybe another 60 pages not typed. And just the writing is awful. I don't know if the story is awful. Like, the story might not be that bad, and the story like could be, I think there's enough of a spine there, like it could probably be developed. And the writing, even though it's awful, I could cut it down. Like, now I know all the unnecessary words, and if I just wiped out all those unnecessary words, it probably wouldn't be that bad. So I'm gonna give it to Livy, and I told her, I was like, hey, look, check this out. You read fantasy all the time. You could tell me if this is any good or not, what parts you like, if you don't like. I said, I got no problem just throwing the whole thing in the trash. I was like, the writing on it's not good. But if you think there's any parts that are cool, I was like, why don't we just change this character? Let's have her be, let's change to a girl, an older girl, who's just like badass at jiu-jitsu. And I was like, so that's going to be one of her weapons in this world. And I was like, we can make it whatever we want if you want to. And so she's going to check it out. But I said, it's not a problem if it sucks. I was like, because it kind of does. I was like, and so it was hard though. It's usually hard, dude. I couldn't let anyone else read that. Like, the writing is so poor. I'm like, I told her, I was like, this is like,
you were learning, dude.
I was like, this is like Bailey, who's in 5th grade. I was like, this is like Bailey writing this, or 6th grade. Sorry, Bae. But yeah, so it was good for me to show her that, like, look, this is me when I was terrible, and this is at 23. I think I was doing this. This was after Brown.
But it's no difference than you doing jiu-jitsu when you were first starting. You weren't that great, and all of a sudden you're getting better, and you're passing your belt. You're what at now at purple belt. Damn.
Yeah. But
congrats on that too. By the way,
thank
I don't know if I told you that last time.
I think so.
But that's awesome, man. You're moving up. But go on. You were saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off track.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
I always had that tendency to do that shit.
So I wanted to get your opinion on the idea. Like, that one, fantasy books, those are good sellers. And so it makes sense. And if it's easy and if it's something she wants to do, like, I'm going to have her really she could make it however she wants. But I have another book that I wrote. Totally forgot about it. Just figured it sucked. So the writing isn't very good, but the story might be there. I mean, it's definitely been done before, but it'd be my take on it, and it might be fun to do. I was like, it's a full story. I already have it all. Like, I had the times mapped out. I have the locations. I have, I had figured it all out. But it's about a group of kids that go into kind of like this area I used to go to as a kid, where, dude, it's pretty far from everyone. Like, no one could hear you screaming or whatever else. And we went through this big tunnel to get there. It was kind of creepy, wooded area. But they break into teams, and they have all their different weapons, and they can use all these rules of this game that they play every Saturday. But then one kid accidentally kills another kid, and then shit goes crazy.
Dang.
So I was like, that one, it will really take me maybe 2 months to go through it real quick, fix it up, and give it to my editor, and then I have another book.
Why not?
I was like, that's what I was thinking today. I was like,
it's like, what do you got to lose? They
and
like it, they
it'd
like
be
it.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that you get to put out. That's the beauty about being able to do what you want to do. Nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was like, why not? Yeah, just be, and I think I think before I was worried about what I was putting
It'll
out.
add on to your legacy of plethora of books that you do have already.
And I kind of like, I mean, I don't know if fans like that I go out of the genre or whatever, but I don't know.
But that's what makes you what you do.
Yeah. Today we're going to be taking a story from Twisted Reunion, but right here, the audiobook is not out yet, but Twisted Reunion is simply, I put together 3 of the other audiobooks. Each Dawn I Die, Lethal, what is it? Everyone's Lethal, and Repackaged Presents. Those are all the stories that make up this, and I think I added 2 other stories. We'll play one of them today. Last week I played Shades of Death. Today we'll go with actually, we won't go with that one because Book of Revelation, that's a dope-ass story, I think. But it's way too long. We'll go with a short one. We'll go with No One's Here. Kind of creepy. But it's short. Oh, dude, this is the one that I was thinking about doing a brick film for. If anyone's out there and wants to... actually, I shouldn't say that because my nephew is supposed to be doing it. Let me talk to my brother first, see if he's actually doing it. But I'm having him do a brick film for this horror story that you're going to listen to.
A brick film, what's that?
Lego brick film.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So it's a Lego. Yeah. So check them out. I don't think they have. And dude, in this story, it gets kind of raunchy too.
Are you serious?
Well, you'll hear it. But I wanted to share this. It's cool. Like, so I don't know. I'm surprised that Twisted Reunion has like the highest rating of my books. I mean, it's kind of cool. People are digging it. And there was a new review today. So if you don't mind, I will read this.
No.
Just so you guys got an idea of what I write. I was gonna. Anthony was asking about that. Like, he's read a couple of the short horror stories, but he's like, well, what are they about? And sometimes people think if you're writing horror, it's like about one thing, like zombies or ghosts or whatever else. But because these stories were written over a long period of time, and I want to change it up, they're all something different. But here's the review we got today by the U.S. Review of Books, Twisted Reunion. Excuse me. My nose is all stuffed. I hate that. When you're sitting home alone after dark and you hear a noise coming from the window, are you sure it's just the wind? You won't be so sure after reading Mark Tullius's Twisted Reunion. Tullius presents a collection of over 25 short stories that will make your hair stand on end. Revised and perfected, each story tells a haunting tale, at times imbued with supernatural elements and always bursting with humanity. A bar only a select few can enter, a baby with an attitude problem, a mysterious disappearance. Nothing is as it seems, and every sound you hear might just be your last. The stories in this collection are bite-sized, but the author manages to build suspense and character over just a few pages. Each story is a self-contained tale, featuring a wide cast of characters and situation. They vary in theme and intensity, but each is equally disturbing. Tullius draws horror out of the mundane. Some stories surprise and bewilder, others let you see the train wreck a mile away and force you to watch in horror as the inevitable approaches. The simple language and believable characters draw you in, serving to thrill, surprise, and disturb. Some of the individuals in these stories deserve their fate, while others just stumble into it without any fault of their own. The horror lingers long after the stories are over. When the monster under the bed comes for you, will you be among the deserving? Recommended by the U.S. Review.
Damn, dude, that was awesome.
So that was cool.
That's really good.
Yeah. So,
And that what did that boost you up to?
I don't know. That just went out today, and I haven't even shared it yet on social media. Dude, I've totally gotten away from social media. It's been so nice. I recommend it.
I don't do it, so
yeah.
I know what it's like. It's just it's stress free. You got enough with the news. You don't need no more news coming through your phone.
So I have nothing negative coming in. I mean, because even when I check it when I do my work, either in the morning or nighttime, like I might post something, but I don't look at anything. Then I'm not checking the news. Like, whatever, something super important happens, I'll find out about it eventually.
Yeah.
Jen
Yeah,
will tell me.
very true.
But I won't bring in the negativity. I'm not gonna waste my time anymore.
There's no need.
So yeah, I'm done with that. I was like, I got this whole list.
Yeah.
The only way I get that list done is if I stop fucking around.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'll still take time for myself for jiu-jitsu and yoga and heal my body and all that. But other than that, man, I got to focus on this and the family.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, exactly.
So
I agree.
Anywho, I think we're done. I think that's important. No one want to call it quits.
Yeah, it's been
but
great.
this is cool. Yeah, man. Maybe next week we'll be outside. They're doing some more work, and then we got the airplanes overhead, so that kind of sucks. But
on that note, dude, have fun, have a good time out there with your little girl. And,
I think it's gonna be a cool trip, man. And it shows her like
take a lot of pictures.
She's important, and that I'm even pulling her out of school for 3 days.
Are you gonna take your GoPro? Put it. You should, dude.
Yeah, for the zip lining and stuff. Yeah,
mount and get all your stuff already mounted, get it ready, so that way you got in it. This is the time that's priceless because you're not gonna see this little face much longer. This little, then they get bigger and.
Dude, I think she's as tall as you, or close to it.
Take it easy, bro. I'm 5'8" on a good day. With the right shoes.
She's tall.
Yeah, she is tall. Like, dang, the little girl's getting big. But hey, look at you. You're tall as hell, and Jen's not short. She's tall for her size.
Yeah,
I mean for her for women.
Liv's gonna try volleyball.
Oh,
yeah. So
she could probably do it.
Yeah, I think she'll enjoy it probably. And if that's what we told her. I was like, try it. If you don't like it,
coordination skills. I mean, that's awesome that you guys do that too. By the way, that you just let them. Little man goes, I want to do ballet. I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, stop you, dude.
I said, look at those odds, man. It's like you're the only dude. Keep this up.
Yeah. And he can be my girl's gonna kill me. Brishnikov.
Oh,
one of the best.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he was one of the best ballet, and because the guy was amazing.
Well, I just love that he's able to do that. He wants to express himself that way, dude. I've never been able to dance. Like, I promised Jen I was going to take her to dance lessons, whether she knows how to dance.
Does she?
And I still haven't done it. Like, it's up on my computer. It's like, I know I need to do it, but it's just such a big deal.
My
dude.
girl's my girl's an instructor, really? and I have to do it too because she's getting upset at me.
Does she do like private lessons or
everything,
like ballroom dancing and all that?
I don't. Well, no, I don't think she does ballroom. I'm not. I don't quote me. I'm not.
Well, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna look it up if she did, but there went that idea. No, maybe talk to her. Maybe if she'll do lessons for me.
That she'll do like the little ones all day. The hip hop.
I need it. And I'm not doing hip hop.
Well, there's a bunch of good studios right out here too in Whittier.
My daughter, Livy, she's doing hip hop, and after the first class, and so it's cool that she wants to do that. That's awesome. Like something that out there, and that's not really usually her personality. But after class, she's like, I think I'm the only person that doesn't know that song. She's like, I don't listen to this music. Because she always has like Iron Maiden or Evanescence.
Exactly. She's like, do you have any System of the Down?
Yeah.
Spiders, something like that? You're like, what?
Yeah. No, so she didn't know any of the hip hop songs, so I failed her as a parent.
Well, no, not you. But it's something new to her, which is kind of. Does she like it?
Yeah, she likes it.
She likes the music. She's like,
and to see that she's getting like big with her moves and like being able to shake the hips and all that. So
that's good because that'll help around jiu-jitsu also.
And
you've seen some of those guys that have been doing it, or they do the break dancing.
Yeah.
The way they torque their body is what causes them to be able to move the way they do in jiu-jitsu. I've seen a lot of those guys.
Yeah, all the freak show.
That's crazy.
Awesome, man. Well, let's wrap this up.
So what do you got now? What short story?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to go with No One's Here. Super short. I recorded this one. But what's cool about when I put out the Twisted Reunion audiobook, I had T. Quillen, the narrator who did Brightside and lots of other stories. I had him redo the ones that I did because I really didn't do a good job with them. I mean, here it is. You guys can listen to it. Yeah. Probably not terrible, but I know he can bring it to life even more. Right. So I was like, I'm letting my ego go on that one. Right. Putting out a better quality. Yeah, I was like, I want him to be the voice of Mark Tullius for as long as he wants to record him.
He sounds good. I like him. I like his voice. I like how he throws his voice around and he can move it. He's really good. I think it was the best choice you made when we were actually. We were down to like the last 3, and that's when we were talking about it. And you like, this guy's bad, dude. Yep. So on that, man, thank you for letting me come out and enjoy this this time with you and before your little trip. And
Oh, cool, man. Glad you can make it. Thank you for doing this. And
Have
then,
fun.
yeah, we will talk to you guys later on.
Stay beautiful, California.
Or wherever the fuck you might be. Or everyone else stay ugly. Oh, dude, my knees.
This is where you could tell you're 44.
No one's here. I'm no one. Been no one since I was old enough to remember. The name of my birth certificate might read Andrew, but I'm never called that. I'm no one. Mother always said so. It kept me safe, and it kept her from lying. No one's here, baby. She had 2 hiding places for me when she entertained men like Desmond. Sometimes she put me under the bed. Usually she put me in the closet. That's how I learned to do it to her like a grown-up. That closet was small, and it smelled funny. Not like this one. I've been in here for 8 hours, and could stay 8 more if I had to. But I don't think I will. They go to bed early, and they just turned off the TV. I won't make any noise. When I was a kid, sometimes I accidentally rustled dresses or bumped into the door. If Desmond asked what it was, Mother would tell him not to worry, that she needed to feel him inside her. If he tried to get up, she'd swear no one was there. No one was watching. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. I'm never remembered. Nobody will miss me when I'm gone. I blend into the crowd, another nameless face. But I like it. I'm no better, no worse. I'm simply here watching, like the angels. Even though people may not know my face, they feel me. When they found Mother, the police knew no one could have crept into Mother's room while she combed her hair. No one could have done such brutal things to her. And if you ask my neighbors who tortures all the strays, I know they'd say no one does that. And surely, no one in the city is responsible for the horror happening in the schoolyard. The lights are turned off. Now it's just as dark out there as it is in here. I'll give them a few minutes to get settled into bed. No need to rush things now. Everything is set. I already searched their bedroom. I found everything I needed. No one needs to watch this. They're getting undressed. I hear zippers and buttons and pants fall onto the floor. I don't hear any more talking. Just the bed squeak briefly, the covers shuffling. They're probably curled up in bed, whispering I love you. No one deserves that kind of special bond. This damn door didn't creak like that earlier. I should have oiled it. I don't think they heard it though. There's no noise. He's probably touching her, stroking her hair, her thick brunette hair, just like the only woman no one ever cried for. I wonder what her throat will feel like, how soft her skin is. Skin is so thin. God didn't think that one through very well. No one could have done a better job. This is my favorite part. They can't hear my footsteps on the carpet, but I know they can feel my presence. They always can. They know someone's here. I see it in their eyes, even in the dark, where no one can see. She's whispering that she's heard something. I'm in the doorway. She's whispering because she knows someone is with them. The husband's telling her it's nothing. No one's here. He's just as scared, but he doesn't want to show it. But he knows someone is coming.